Time for Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Go.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And if my calculations are roughly accurate, of roughly 54 days until football season kicks off, Steve Rummage in the building, Nikki V in the booth.
Man, it is that time. It is, you're getting commitments, big commitments. You're getting big visits. Now I'm coming out here, and it's a beautiful day. There's one tiny, tiny cloud in the sky. I mean, listen, it's just great. And I do, Marcus, I do have a special guest with me in the studio today.
Hi, Marcus.
Hi, Xavier.
Look, y'all just have to deal with it every time when we're driving in. He's like, hey, can we tell Marcus you got a special guest? I'm like, yeah, we can do a special guest.
We can definitely do a special guest shout out.
Xavier's in today in studio with me. And something happened yesterday, Marcus. Something happened on July 6th, 2025. If you felt something, if you were sitting there, Marcus, and you were, I don't know what you do on a Sunday, doing a little cleaning, maybe clipping your plants a little bit.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Just doing a little bit of that. And then there was a point yesterday. Well, no, yeah. Keep that. But it was just one of those moments around 5:30ish, and you were doing something, and something went, oh, it was like a cold feel went down your back, and you were like, what was that? Like something was amiss, right?
Sense of disturbance.
Yeah. You're like, what happened? I purchased my first pumpkin item.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no, please. God, no.
Listen, I purchased a large pumpkin apple hand sanitizer. And listen, here's the thing. I was in Bath and Body Works this weekend, and they were putting up the pumpkin yesterday. They're putting out all their pumpkin, cinnamon pumpkin, all their white pumpkin, which you know is my favorite scent of all time ever. They have a white pumpkin oak this year. They're putting out all the scents, all the stuff. And I was like, God, y'all are killing me. And she was like, I know. She's like, I know. I'm like, I can't crack that seal. Do y'all understand? I can't do it yet. I got to wait till August.
It's way too early, Steve.
You know, I was like, August, I've kind of bumped it back. I'm on Orlando time because we got friends that live in Orlando, and they're like, listen, you don't have seasons here. So they're like, Halloween starts in August for us because that's when fall time, kind of is August through October for them because they do August, September, October.
Right.
And because, you got all the Mickey's Not So Scary party starts then, the Halloween Horror Night starts then. And, they're like, it's the same temperature in the summer as the fall. So we just break it up however we want it, right? And so they start summer in like April or May, full summer, and then they're like, yeah, and our fall is August, September, October, and then November, December, January is winter, and then February, March, April is spring, and then they just do it like that, right? Which makes sense. So I told him, I was like, I gotta wait till August. I can't be buying this stuff. And then she was like, well, we're putting our Halloween stuff out tonight and all this stuff, and I'm like, gosh. So I went and I got an apple pumpkin. It's pumpkin apple hand sanitizer. They had a large one. I was like, I'm just going to go with this one. And now my hands smell like pumpkin.
Oh, no.
And now I'm feeling it. And I'm just like,
isn't the summer going to overwhelm your pumpkin smelling hands?
I know, right? But then I'm getting football commits. and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, maybe TBT keeps me in. We'll talk about that today too, obviously.
Have to.
Maybe TBT kind of keeps me in. Like, don't let it suck you in just yet, you know. But my gosh, man, like, then you're gonna get. You know, you got kids football, youth football starting. Creeps up on you, man.
It creeps up on you so fast. When you start saying July, like I said, it's almost like, hey, we're past the 4th. Let's get to work.
Yeah, it's football time now. Like the season starts tomorrow, right?
Yeah. You start scheduling now. Like now you're actually writing stuff down. Now you're actually having to have the conversation with people like, hey, no, we need to have a game plan for this. Like, what games are we looking at? Well, you know,
James Madison's getting better and better by the day.
That's when you know you got your momentum going downhill.
You know how, Marcus, if you had talked to me last week, I'm like, well, you're going to win the first 3 games, like going away. And then, you know, you do this. Now I'm like, I mean, he can't use an in-state team.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you put James Madison on the schedule? There is no gain to that. You can only lose. You can only put on a terrible performance. Gosh.
Sorry, me and Nick was laughing at the texter says, I love fall, Steve. I'll leave it at that, but that's funny. Somebody said, I thought all the pumpkin scents were white pumpkin. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, no, you're right, though, because, I mean, dude, I'm like, James Madison's a good program. Are y'all crazy in game 2?
What were you doing? Yeah, what were you doing?
Yeah, Bowling Green's a Maction in week 3? You're making me play Maction? Like, I'm like, God, that's how I knew. It was like, dude, as soon as I put that pumpkin apple hand sanitizer on yesterday, Nick, our whole schedule got, I was like,
it was
I don't see a path to 8 wins.
He had the Thanos just,
yeah. Everything changed. I mean, the moment that pumpkin went on my hands, and I was like, it's like, 8.5. I saw Greg McMurphy put out the over-under. I'm like, 8.5? Be lucky to get to 6. I just want to go to a bowl.
Well, we got 4 road games, but you see where we're going?
We're on right. Yeah, only 4 road games. 4 toughest road games of the year for anybody in the country.
Or he must know something that we don't know. Who knows? What is Vegas doing? What are we doing?
I'm like, we got 1 guaranteed win on the schedule. Kentucky.
we going 2-10, and
we
1
might
of
be,
Kentucky.
I was gonna say we might be 1-10 going into the Kentucky game. So that's how quick that happens. We got Cody online. You want to get him in real quick?
Cody, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Right? That's brutal, man.
I can't hear him. Is he on there? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we're good. We got it.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
No, you're good now. It's on Marcus's end.
I feel you. Okay, so guys, I have a big problem that I need your guys' help with.
Okay.
So I've got 3 dogs, right? 3 big ass dogs. And I'm trying to convince my family, I'm going to have a presentation tonight, that we should just rename them all Vince. So from you guys, what should be in my presentation to persuade my family to change my dog's names? Because I think the evidence speaks pretty clearly, but I want you guys to clarify.
Yeah. You should serve them Jeff Ruby's. First off, that would be you start out with a little steak, a little something, and, you could throw out, how about
say most emotions go through your gut.
True.
That's so true. You got a 4-star offensive lineman, a 4-star tight end, and little birdie says maybe another 4-star on the way today or tomorrow. So that would be maybe throw that out there to them. I think there's very, very good reason to do this.
Yep. Okay. So my PowerPoint presentation is complete. All right. Yep. Appreciate you guys. That's all I
Well,
need to
you're
know.
going to have to call back and let us know how it went.
I'll give you an update.
Perfect.
Oh, thank you, Cody. That's
Appreciate
great,
the call.
man.
Wait, man, we didn't get a Nikki V in the booth.
They want the boot. Good to hear from you again, Marcus. It was a couple of days. How was Pops, man? Like, we're about 20 minutes into the show. We haven't heard any Pop stories. How'd it go with Pops last week?
Do y'all want to do that?
He took it all.
Do you?
I was just saying, do you have any clothes left at all?
Listen. He came into the door. He put his weapons down. He put his military little duffel bags down. He sat on the couch, right? Steve, he hadn't been in this house 4 minutes. Hey, them little shoes you got on, them stripes, those camo stripes? I said, yeah, Dad. He said, oh, yeah, I'm digging those.
Now you had to make a conscious decision. I'm either going to wear these until he leaves, like not take them off my feet, or we're going to have to do something here.
Steve, I went right to the computer and I just went and ordered him some.
Yeah.
Don't
touch these.
Don't touch these. My feet. These are mine. So I ordered him some shoes because I'm like, okay, listen. And I'm not giving you the same kind as mine. Yours got to be a little different, something. Like, we're not doing this.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
so then, Steve, we're sitting here.
Psychos.
Steve, we're sitting here in the living room. I say, hey, Dad, can you hand me that? No, I said, Dad, there's a stool in the living room closet. You know that you can sit at the table instead of sitting all low. Get that high stool. He opens the closet. He says, "Oh man, you shouldn't ask me to do this." He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you for this right here. Yeah, you can go ahead and tell your people right now." Just Adidas jacket. The jacket to a track suit.
Yeah.
He took it, walked right out to his truck.
You just take the pants too, Dad.
You might as well get the whole
pants.
I don't want the pants if I don't have the jacket.
Listen, we talking about day one, Steve. Lord, listen. 4 Fingers Fireworks. I'm not bringing him over there no more. Actually, Let me just say this while I'm getting this all out of my system. I was going to tuck this away, but let me just get it all out of my system early in the show.
Okay.
This city, and this county that I live in, y'all are making my life extremely difficult, okay?
Right. Because
y'all are treating him like this is everyday thing. And I think he's getting way too full of himself up here.
Yes.
Like he thinks everything is just, oh yeah, let's go over here. 4 Fingers, they loaded him up, Steve.
I believe it.
Shout out to 4 Fingers.
Yeah,
and he's
shout
just
out
like
to 4 Fingers, man.
He's like a big kid.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, what did that do? They like, yeah, go. Well, look, I'm like, I'll take care of y'all later.
Yeah, please just let him.
Yeah, just let him do what he.
You know
what
what's
he does.
funny about that is I won't share everything, but me and Marcus were just on the phone yesterday, just having a normal conversation, right? And he did say like that part. On radio, sometimes you tell funny stories. You might embellish a touch just to make it a little funnier, but Marcus said he legitimately went up there and told the guys at 4 Fingers, it was like, look, just let him take what he wants. I'll pay you on the back end.
Look, because he's just too turned up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, while I'm in the middle of giving all the shout outs, shout out to the Next Level Gun Range. Shout out.
Pops had a time.
Oh my God. We go to Next Level Ranges. Sorry, I said government. Next Level Ranges. You know what he does, Steve? I know he's about to turn up, so I tell him, Dad.
Sorry, Nick. He said gun.
Hey, you know how I feel about that.
Nick was already
He's
ready to like.
What
did you say?
I am itching.
What did you say on the air?
I am itching to go to Next Level Range.
So
So
say gun.
Steve, I tell my dad, I say, hey, just drop separate. Because I know he's about to turn up, right?
Yeah.
So I'll say, just drop separate. We supposed to go meet there at 10 o'clock, right? He's 9:15. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go head on out there. I'm like, all right, Dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I pull up. He's in the parking lot working on this little Spanish lesson and stuff, So, I tell him, hey, I'm just going there and check everything out, whatever. So I go in there and listen, I'm not going to do a full Next Level Ranges commercial right now, but it's stupid, y'all. It's ridiculous.
Oh, no, it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Golly, soon as you go in there, you're like, this is it. So anyway, I get the quick tour. I'm supposed to text my dad to come on in, but I just kind of went outside and was like, yeah, Dad, it's legit. So
yeah,
he brings his Commando Terminator bag, right? And
yep.
So they give him some trial.
Arsenal.
Yeah, they give him some stuff to try with, and now he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more of them. I'm gonna need the slugs. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. They just made sure he had a great time, Steve. Right?
That's fantastic.
And by the way, I won't call you out by name, but Steve, did you see I posted his target?
I did.
Did you see?
That was impressive.
Did you see?
Pops is in his 70s, dude.
He is 71 years old, and people started jumping on him, comparing their shooting at 10 yards to his 50-yard shooting a Drake. Hey, people, I don't know if you know what a Draco is, but here's the thing. A Draco is not designed for accuracy. There's a reason the Draco is the #1 street problem in gangs in the United States of America. It's meant to shoot a lot of 9mm bullets, and it's pretty indiscriminately.
Yeah.
It definitely will scare people away to get you away from them really, really fast. It's not a sniper rifle. Steve, people are comparing their sniper rifle shots to him just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. Just look, he come from Atlanta, dude.
Yeah.
He's just
listen, when in Rome, he's in Atlanta and he needs a Draco. So so people comparing your shooting to his shooting at 71. Go easy on my pops.
Like, on the guy.
Yeah.
Look, he's out there doing his thing.
Yeah, he's just trying to do his thing. Listen, he has an silver semi-automatic shotgun. It goes boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
There, you can see the people in the other aisles kind of like, who is that?
You're like, he's
Just
good. He's good.
So
Got a cannon?
You said what?
What's he got, a cannon?
Yeah. And how is it shooting so loud so many times in a row? So yeah, listen, I saw him, Steve. I was just like, yeah, I'll just let him. I'll call you later on, but I'm gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Pops had a good weekend.
He had point being, he had a good weekend. He bullied me all over the baked potatoes and the pancakes.
Good.
And Steve, last thing, you know what he did, Steve? Let's just therapeutically, let me get this out.
Okay.
You saw those pancakes I posted, right?
Yeah, it looked great.
Steve, the sausages.
Really good.
You said what?
More than great. They actually looked fantastic. By the way, I had big bad breakfast this weekend.
What's that?
Awesome.
Where's that?
Really good. It's over there by us. It's like in this old farmhouse. It's fantastic. It's really good.
Yeah, I have to give him a shout out. So last thing, Steve, that picture of that breakfast, first of all, I got to say this to all Louisville fans. We usually watch, when he's getting ready to leave, we usually watch a movie, while he eats breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what his movie request was, Steve?
What?
This is so sad.
Wong Fu.
Not him.
Where did I pull that from?
not Michael Maven, brother.
Where did I pull that
Anywhere
from,
else
dude?
but Michael Maven. So
what a movie, man. What a movie pull.
just randos of random. You know what he did? You know what he said? Hey, yeah, for my little movie, I want you that little crazy hair boy, the little nasty point guard. Yeah, from this last year. Yeah, I just want to watch a game. Just throw him in there, take it on somebody. What's his name? Chuck? Was it Chucka? Chuck? Yeah. Yeah, just go ahead and throw that in there. I want to watch that boy play one more time.
Close enough, Dad. Man.
I was like, you want to watch a Chucky Hepburn performance?
How about that?
Right. So that's the movie he chose to watch a game of Chucky Hepburn.
Pittsburgh game?
No. I just randoed and I think I switched through like 3 games. It just,
Yeah.
So
just
Steve,
watching some.
That stack of breakfast, I sat here, made it, right? He ate a couple of pancakes, came in with a bowl, put all the rest of the pancakes in the bowl, all the sausage in the bowl, all the eggs in the bowl, and was like, didn't leave me nothing.
Man.
I said, Dad, you got to leave me at least one pancake. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take these on back with me, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't usually get pancakes too often. I'm trying to eat all this healthy stuff. So I'm going to get on out of here. Damn, you a bully.
Wow.
My mom said she was a bully.
Yeah. I was warned about you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that was, like
Good
I said,
for him,
we
man.
got him out of here, man. Like I said, he had a great time. Thank you, Next Level Rangers. Thank you for Finger Fireworks. Thank you, everybody around the city. Made him feel really good, really welcome. He had a great time. Yeah, like I said, y'all still making it tough on me because he thinks every day is like this. It's like,
right.
That's not.
Yeah.
I
pay for gas like anybody else.
You're right. I tell you what, you want to just get a reset, come back, hit the sports level hard. Okay, quick commercial break here on 93.9 The Ville.
The sounds of spring can often be followed by the sounds of a broken air conditioner. With warmer weather ahead, don't wait for an emergency. So if you hear your AC unit making some unwanted noises, then call DFH Company today at 968-6222. Now when you buy a complete Train system, receive 10-year parts and labor warranty and up to $1,000 rebate on a high-efficiency system. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Attention all men in need of a medical and cosmetic wingman. That's all of us, by the way. We have the team you've known for years with a different name to help you out. Anu, formerly 25 again, is your partner for concierge medicine, Botox, skincare, GLP weight loss meds, and of course, testosterone. But we've known that for almost 15 years. So whether you need to refill any of your testosterone or GLP or get medicine for a cold without sitting at the doc in a box for 2 hours, become a member at Anu. That's ENNU. The website is ennu.co.
Lynn Family Stadium is going global this summer. Clubs from the English Premier League, German Bundesliga, and Spain's La Liga are all set to play in Louisville. Visit LynnFamilyStadium.com for ticket bundles starting at just $88 to all 3 marquee games. That includes a July 26th showdown between Aston Villa and Eintracht Frankfurt. Our own Louisville City FC will also face off this summer with Frankfurt and CD Leganes. Don't miss out on Lynn Family Stadium's global games starting at just $80. Visit LynnFamilyStadium.com for tickets and more information today.
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
Sometimes when the guy is gone, everyone realizes you got to pick it up a little bit. And one of the fun things about college sports is that you get this tiny window and all of a sudden you call on somebody and you didn't know they had that in them. I mean, none of us thought Isaac Grinda was that good. And then he turned out to be really good when once called upon in that sort of. So hopefully you'll get something like this from this defense.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville.
stick with, Michael Brown. He played in the championship game yesterday. I feel like he was robbed of the MVP, but he was awesome in this FIBA.
What did we do? What did we do with that one? Did he do too much?
No, he was just. He showed his athleticism. On made dunks, missed dunks, everything in between, and it was.
Is that not the best action pick? Nobody will ever know that he didn't dunk that ball.
Nobody would care because he was so high in the air. I don't you're that high in the air. I don't question you can't make that.
Does it? Yeah, does it not matter? And usually, Steve, I have a problem with rim check guy bouncing off.
Yeah, sure, but that's not.
That's your point guard.
That's a point guard.
I want to say this. I want to take a second to say this. What's one of the most impressive things about Michael Brown is that he doesn't show off that athleticism. He doesn't load up to use it to show he has it. Okay, I just want to explain that. I've said this to you before. I don't know how often I've said it on air, but it's how I say it on air. Sometimes the worst, you admit the worst thing that happens is you get these unbelievable God-given hops, right?
Yeah,
it's the worst thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you ask anybody who's extremely, extremely athletic in the basketball world, ask them how much it took or how much they focused on dunking or high flying once you got, because a guy like Michael Brown is a point guard, right? So you're being a point guard, and then all of a sudden, you get these legs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You get these hops. Then you're like, okay, this is all I want to do, because this is what gets everybody excited.
Yeah.
It's the right hand finger roll, the left hand finger roll is no longer a thing. You're trying to get to the basket to dunk on somebody.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's a tool that usually takes the lead in people's game. And he's kept his athleticism kind of in the background as just it's just a little assistant thing. But it's like, ooh, you leave that thing in the background, Steve, and you keep working with your finger rolls and your your floaters. Did you see there's one game early, just watching him naturally go to a left-handed floater early in the game. Now he missed it, but it was as natural and as spontaneous. So he was comfortable throwing that left-hand floater up, and he thought it was going in. And I'm like, that's a complete bag, man. And like I said, when he starts to know that we notice the little things, the left-handed full court pass, he is going to have so much fun. His family's going to have so much fun listening to us appreciate what he's bringing to the table coming up next year. Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Even just noticing just how in command he is of the team, and that was something. It was fun to watch, and that if I learned anything about him over this past week at the U19 or U18, U18, right?
Under 19, U19.
I don't care. 18, 19.
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm glad it's over.
I'm glad it's over.
All right, that's what I'm glad. Okay, that I can say that now. That it's like, okay, it's over and he's healthy. That's what I cared about. But the thing I learned about him the most, man, watching those games was he is the clear-cut quarterback on the team. When he's in there, man, and it's simple stuff, man. It's because here's the thing. Michael's not always there's different kinds of point guards. He is not one that gets it and just immediately has to put it on the floor and get it up the court himself.
He's not
afraid to advance it up.
Yeah, he's not Jalen Brunson.
Yes, exactly. Where you get the ball and then boom, boom, boom. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Jalen Brunson's an elite guy, but like when you get there, just boom, 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 all the way up the floor. I mean, Michael will get it. He'll advance it up, and then he'll go feel where he needs to feel.
Yep.
But even when he advances it up, it still feels like he's dictating what comes next, right? And I just, man, I mean, everything about him out there, it's like, okay, like he's going to do, don't get me wrong. Like I was talking to somebody the other day over at the basketball facility, and they were like you do know now, Kobe and Woolley get in him, right? Like he ain't got it easy when he's here. Like, yeah, I mean, he ain't out here just dominating, practice. Like
you can
still
just
make some plays.
His skill set
Yes.
just because his skill set jumps out doesn't mean his overall package is dominant.
Right. And it's nice though to put him around guys or put him in the middle of guys like that, or that he's gonna be around in November, when we start playing October, November, whatever at U of L, and you see that, I'm like, okay.
I did think DeBansa was an MVP though.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't. Even I just
know
think
what you're saying.
Michael
I know what you're
dominated
saying.
that.
Like overall.
Yeah, I just feel like he dominated that thing. I mean, DeVance is an awesome player.
You're right.
He is so good. Yeah, so it's one of those things. Dude, he's a clear-cut number one guy. He's going to be the number one pick most likely. It's one of those you just got to eat.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm not going to lose a whole bunch of sleep about Michael not getting the MVP at the U19. But I did see somebody say, "You're going to U of L, dude. Get ready to get disrespected." Welcome.
Welcome to the disrespect. Or not, Steve, because everybody saw a little bit of what he did around the country.
Yeah.
So media and basketball aficionados, they saw that. So he's okay. If you know that Michael Brown, he just took the team to the gold, and there was at least a conversation of him being the MVP, right? I think everybody would agree. He was one of.
It was him. It was him or DeBansa. It wasn't a close third.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to have you have to reorder your board. When the USA thing, once that game was over and you go back to looking at your college basketball as a whole and looking at your top teams as a whole, you have to redo what you think Louisville's going to be after that performance nationally.
Well, and not just that. I mean, you're 100% right. And let me take your point and run with it a step further. CBS mock draft come out yesterday after the U19 was over. Michael's going fourth in that. I mean, and now all of a sudden, if you're looking at Louisville and you're going, they went from, you take them from early going, hey, I love their roster. They've got a top transfer class. They've got a 5-star point guard too. They've got a top transfer class. They may have the first point guard taken in the NBA draft.
God.
Like that's a big jump.
And which circles back around to, this is not a point guard getting looked at because of his athleticism. He's getting looked at for his wiggle, his control of the game, his control of the flow,
to play point guard
and shoot the way he does.
Hey, he's an elite shooter.
Okay, coming out of the USA, what is the part of his game that you didn't have enough respect on? By the way, 8150-93.9 is the number. Feel free to jump in. What was the most, and I'll say quote unquote, disrespected part of his game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. Because I think What was that, Nick? Oh, well, I mean, defensively, but I think you're asking what he was the best, what he was good at.
Yeah, that you didn't know.
Yeah, I thought he was great at everything. So I'm a bad one to ask that because I thought he was the best player on planet Earth.
You already thought, you knew he was the best player.
Let me flip the question back to you really quick. A texter brought up defensively. Does that concern you at all that he wasn't like, or is that just one of those like he's not even played a second of college basketball yet? Like where he'll be defensively in January, February will be night and day different.
This is what I do with him. I show him. I clip up 200 Chucky Hepburn playing defense on the pick and roll. I get 200 plays of Chucky Hepburn. And I say, Michael, you have the ability, you have the anticipation, you have a longer reach. You're not as strong. You're not ready to play quite as strong as him. But you have the ability to pop, to stab at the basketball, to, you know what I'm saying, anticipate. I'm making him watch Chucky Hepburn make other point guards uncomfortable.
To your point, really quick, I was with Coach Lieberman and we saw Michael, and for the first time, Coach had really got to see him in person, and like immediately he whispered, he was like, "That kid is long. Like, he is long." So I just wanted to add that to your point where you're like, yeah, I mean, hey man, you can make up for a lot of mistakes with your length,
or like I said, just
you have a little more freedom. Like that's one of those where I gotta look at you and I gotta look at the guy next to you and I gotta say, the guy next to you is going to say, well, why can Michael do that? And you're telling me not to. And I've just got to be like, because, son, he can get back and you can't. See how long he is.
Right. Yeah. So him being able to challenge without trying to block because he's longer. Yeah. Him being able to distract a point guard. You know, like I said, the way people are holding off on the pick and roll nowadays, your only job is to make that point guard uncomfortable. You know, hey, you want if you can, you want to stay between him and the basket. But with the level of pick and rolls you're going to have, listen, you're going to have to make. Okay, if Michael Brown gets through a full game defensively, I'm going to say I want 3 deflections out of you. Right? 3 to 5 deflections in a game. And I want you to draw, if you can draw, let's say 1.5 illegal screens. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
just by busting, by reading it early, trying to bust the screen up and cause.
Reading it early, forcing the point guard and the big to have to cheat. You know, if you can get through a game, like I said, 3 to 5 deflections, 1.5 illegal screens on the opposing big, and 2 steals within the flow of the game, anywhere within the flow of the game, then you gave me a first team point guard defense. I feel like, like I said, you're not going to be Chucky because it's just the years you can't give them. But the faster you imitate the way he made other people uncomfortable is the faster you're going to be on a court in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, he could end up going to a team that, has a lot of good players and he could be, getting worked in or whatever. Or
he's going to play minutes though.
Yeah.
In the NBA next year.
Yes. He'll play minutes. But what I'm saying is to be like a dude, to get to being the dude that we're rolling with, full time. Like I said, you bring along that Chucky Hepburn style defense. So to your point,
hey, let's get uncomfortable really quick.
I'm listening.
Does Coach Kelsey, when it comes to Michael, do you give Michael a little extra freedom? Okay, because for instance, you're one of the favorites to land Tay Kenny, the number 1 point guard in the next class. You know where I'm going, right? Like you're going
100%.
You're almost like I mentioned this with Lightsy the other day, which by the way, thanks for Lightsy for coming in, and Coach Lieberman come in. We had a great time on Friday.
Holding it down, gentlemen. Appreciate that.
Yes, yeah. Thank them for taking some time to do that. But we were talking, and I said, hey, can he become? Jeff Brom's almost becoming the transfer quarterback guy. Like you're like, okay, he's gonna get a guy, right? Is Kelsey gonna become the point guard guy? Which ironically is what John Calipari was for 13, 14 years. It was like top point guard. Where's he going? Probably Kentucky. It was just like, you knew where that guy was going.
Did I see a quote of a quote of Calipari saying, "You just be glad that I didn't come after your guy"?
Oh yeah, that was when he was at Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he was right.
He said you can recruit a kid all your life. If I come to see him, he's gone.
Yeah, he's probably going with me. And then how many times have we watched that happen?
Gosh darn it.
Like, so could Kelsey, so back to the original question, I mean, maybe I'm curious to see how Kelsey handles Michael, just with not and now let me be clear, I don't think Kelsey's one that he's giving a kid can come in and be a knucklehead and it's like, well, but I need the best point guard, so I'm gonna let him do it every once. That's not what I'm saying.
And here's the problem, Steve. Like, people are going to end up seeing how his unit works in the basketball world. Like, his individual workouts and his team player attitude, okay, you get freedom by putting the game first. You don't take bad shots. You get all the freedom you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to our eyes or a recruit's eyes, it's going to look like he can do whatever he wants out there if you're playing the game the right way.
Right.
It only looks bad if he's taking bad shots. Like, does he strike you as a guy who how many times did he try to force it? Didn't he try to force a lot of passes, didn't have a lot of turnovers. The shots he took, they weren't forced. You could see when the ball was on the way, you could see him lining up his feet. You could see him lining up. Like, you knew when the ball was coming, you knew he was going to shoot when the ball was on the way. He's like, okay, that's a good shot. There was no indecisiveness to his shooting, to his management of the Team USA offense. There was no hesitation when he was supposed to, his guy was the farthest away from the ball. Like, it wasn't hesitation there. So when you see all those things, you're like, okay, this Coach Kelsey's going to be like, no, you're reading the right way. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
That's him building a good team.
Right. And that's kind of my thing, though, is like, and then we'll get to phone lines. I know we got one on the phone lines here. But I do think that Kelsey will allow his point guard to play. And I think you're going to see some of that this year early. I think you're going to see some freshman things that it's like, that maybe you immediately are like, I'd get him out, that Kelsey lets him play through.
Give me an example.
For the good of, okay.
Give me a play.
He gets sped up. Okay. Let me, okay. Not this isn't a play in general, right? But there's going to be a couple
big
teams.
Physical. Look, it's not even big. Some 6'1" Chris Jones is roughing him up. The referees ain't calling nothing.
We're in Knoxville, right? We're in Knoxville. He's getting roughed up and he's getting sped up.
Ziegler.
And there's going to be a sequence. Yeah, right. There's going to be a sequence where Michael kind of does something and he throws one away and then he comes back and he kind of fumbles it up a little bit and he starts just putting his head down and he's going to do what most point guards would do. Give me the ball, put my head down, and just dribble, and try to get
I
across.
want my get back on him.
Yes, yeah. Now, so that I think you're going to go, here comes Kobe, and you're going to be like, well, where's Kobe? You know, like, coach. And it's almost going to be like, no, you don't understand. He has to play through this. Like, we have to figure, he needs this on film, right? Like, we need this right here.
Yep.
This has to be done to him. Leave him out there on an island for a bit. And I'm not saying Coach Kelsey's going to sacrifice games and all that, but you do, like, to an extent, for him to be where he's going to be, you're going to see moments like that early out of him. And that's where I'm saying, and why Coach Kelsey will get the top point guards, is I think he'll let him do that. There won't be all right, he threw it away, he comes back, he got rushing, get him out, just get him out, set him out, he's freshman, he can't do it. You know, like, you're like, no, this dude's elite.
We got somebody on the phone line, Chet?
Yeah. Who do we have next? Oh, Tino. Oh, sorry, we left you hanging on there, man.
Bad,
what's going
Tino?
on, buddy?
Fire away, my man.
What's going on, fellas? Hey, the thing about Michael that surprised me is, man, is like his bunnies are easy. Like, it's the difference between having easy hops and being long, because he is long. You know what I'm saying? But like his bunnies are crazy. Like they easy bunnies. You know what I'm saying? His dunks are easy.
Yeah.
And to your point a little bit too, Steve. Like, you know, when you was talking about he may get sped up or something like that. Well, the thing, another reason why they're gonna let him play is because the cast around him. Like Conwell and them, like they gonna and those older guys. You know what I'm saying? They'll be able to coach him on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might not have to take him out and talk to him because Conwell will come over and grab him around the neck and be like, look, youngin, you know, chill out a little bit. And, you know, he won't have to rush anything because he'll have pressure off of him. Like, he ain't going to have to, like, be the guy. Like, Conwell might have a great game. You know what I'm saying? McNeely might be hitting from threes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't have to be the go-to guy. So he can just play ball.
Yeah.
You know, and just like in that U19, he was like he really didn't rush nothing. Like, everything that he did came natural. Like, every point he got came natural, came within the flow. Like, and I think his IQ, man, we ain't had this basketball IQ in a long time. Well, I mean, Chucky was Chucky, you know what I'm saying? But you talking about a fifth-year senior. But for a freshman to have his IQ, and I guess because his dad was his coach, but like for him to have that IQ, man, it's really he's older than his age, and I think it's gonna help with Tay Kenny too because they're kind of the same. I think Michael is probably a little bit more polished, but you know what I'm saying. If Tay Kenny looks at how Michael looks to play, you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, he can be like, yeah, I can fit in that, I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And coach is gonna let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying. So that was my opinion on Michael, man. I'm just so excited about that guy, man. You know, when the recruits was coming in and stuff like that, every time I was having a new player, like, man, I like this guy. Yeah, this is gonna be my favorite guy. Nah, he's gonna be my favorite guy. But I kept coming back. I kept coming back to Michael, man. Like that dude's gonna be special, man. And you know, I know he's gonna come with some bumps and bruises or whatever, you know what I'm saying, some mistakes and stuff like that. And Marcus, I know you're gonna be on him, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be like, that's okay, young fella, come on. Look, Marcus, you can be the head coach, and you can play bad cop, I'll play good cop with him, man. We can do our thing together. Hey, because I appreciate y'all for letting me go, man.
I appreciate the call.
Tino. Thanks, man.
How am I gonna treat Michael, Steve?
I'm good. Because you won't have a choice. Yeah. You would not talk about my 5-star recruits in a negative way. In case somebody, look, I got too many local, Tay Kenny, Aaron Stokes, Too many local guys in the 26th class.
Right
You will
after
keep
the
your mouth
game.
shut.
Right after the game. Am I going to nitpick?
You will. Yes, everybody but Mike Hill.
Shut your dirty little mouth.
Yeah. You will nitpick everybody. You will say, "Hey, we don't talk about 5 stars here, man. He's just young. Yeah, he all right.
Everything's going to come back to him.
You
being
play with a
young.
bunch of adults. You know what? If a 10-year-old's running around acting crazy, you mad at the kid or the adults?
The
Get
adults.
the kid under control.
That's a fair point. Go ahead and play us out, Nikki.
Nick's got to go make me one of his special sweet teas. I've been craving for a long time. I've been craving all weekend, so he's going to go next door to
Hurt in the car? Call Sam Aguiar, 502-888-8888. And go Cards.
Bob Valvano here for Ken J. Beener and Son HVAC. They've been in business since 1962, and summer's here. You don't want to be caught sweating, so call Ken J. Beener and Son for a $95 AC tune-up. Make sure it'll last through the summer. Their team's professional, knowledgeable, did a great job installing my unit, a trusted, independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. They have 5-star ratings on Google, so give them a call. 502-584-9960, 502-584-9960.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Make the most of summer with stylish looks from Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark has missed her team's last 5 games with a groin injury. While Indiana has won 3 of those contests, the grind of the season is starting to take its toll. On Saturday, the Fever played their 3rd game in 5 days, which ended up being an 89-87 home loss to the LA Sparks. Indiana now has a 9-9 record on the season, and led by head coach Stephanie White, the team will have to battle through their next 5 games before the All-Star break.
We have to combat, if there's some physical, tiredness, we have to combat that with mental sharpness. And that's a skill that you have to practice, right? That's a skill that we have to practice. We have to exercise it. We've got to continue to get better and grow in it.
The Fever are back in action on Wednesday against the Golden State Valkyries. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
Ever find a deal so good you think, should I tell my friends or keep it to myself? That's Kohl's Summer Cyber Deals. Styles for sunny days, home favorites for your space, and more. All at prices you'll love. Plus, earn Kohl's Cash. Discover new deals daily and get free shipping. These deals are too good not to share. Once you've stocked up first. Shop Kohl's Summer Cyber Deals now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end July 10th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's that time of year. The TBT is back, and it plays on ESPN Louisville.
Step back three, Russ. Game winner!
The Ville is a 1 seed again this year with their first game on Saturday, July 19th at Freedom Hall.
Dish it up to Harrell, who dunks it. Harrell came to play.
That's two guys that know how to play together.
And you can be part of all the action.
Mark Lieberman, one of the coaches of the Ville, with a reminder to get your tickets today at tbthoops.com.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 18 plus only. Must be physically located in Kentucky. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings. Because you're driving to Paris.
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome.
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin.
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Lynn Family Stadium is going global this summer. Clubs from the English Premier League, German Bundesliga, and Spain's La Liga are all set to play in Louisville. Visit LynnFamilyStadium.com for ticket bundles starting at just $88 to all 3 marquee games. That includes a July 26th showdown between Aston Villa and Eintracht Frankfurt. Our own Louisville City FC will also face off this summer with Frankfurt and CD Leganes. Don't miss out on Lynn Family Stadium's global games starting at just $80. Visit LynnFamilyStadium.com for tickets and more information today.
Hey Cards fans, it's attorney Sam Aguiar. After a car accident, you need a clutch team fighting for you against the insurance company. Here at my law firm, we come up with a winning game plan on every case, and we've now won big for more than 10,000 Louisville clients. So don't go trying to take on the insurance company by yourself. Let us get every dollar you're owed. Just call 502-888-8888 and let us take it from there. Or check us out online at demandsam.com.
If you're a true sports fan, you're always searching for that home field advantage. And speaking of homes, I have the perfect realtor that can meet all of your needs. The name you should know, Derek A. Stewart. Derek A. Stewart brings experience and expertise to all of your home buying and selling needs. Derek is also familiar with any and every type of property and location you could be interested in. And the best part is, your home field advantage is only a telephone call away. So do yourself a favor and call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Join ESPN Louisville and SportsCenter anchor Michael Eaves, who will be in town on Wednesday as ESPN celebrates 50 states in 50 days.
ESPN will be highlighting the state along with broadcasting live from the Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory.
The Drive will broadcast live from 3 to 6 along with Bobby V from noon to 3.
We'll have t-shirts and giveaways, plus you could be a part of the show.
Again, it's all coming up Wednesday as ESPN's Michael Eaves, SportsCenter, and ESPN Louisville broadcast live from Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory.
The official broadcast partner of all U of L athletics, WLCL Sellersburg, is 93.9 The Ville. Powered by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar.
I see why Nick's tea is world famous. Listen, I tell everybody all the time, at the Black Rabbit, Nick made me the best sweet tea I've ever had in my life, right? He put focus in it. He put some things in it. It was fantastic. This is close. This one he made over Jimmy John's is close.
Is
and
it
it's
the
going
ingredients or the balance of the ingredients?
I think it's both. I know, shout out B Hall. It's both though. It's the ingredients he puts in it. And I'm not gonna give away all Nick's secrets. That's up to him. But and then it's the balance because it all mixes very well. Like I taste everything he's put in there. It's not like
It's like the everlasting
gobstopper, a little bit of bubbles. You know, it's like no, I can taste all the It's like okay, there's a little bit of lemon lime-ish. You know, there's lemonade-ish. I don't even know what he's put in there either. So honestly. And
you nailed it.
Okay. Yeah. And it's but I can still get the tea taste. It's good. And honestly, I had no idea. I mean, I had an idea of what he put in there, but I really didn't know. And I can taste all that in there.
The key is to layer it with ice.
Okay.
And that helps kind of slowly dilute everything.
Man, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
That's really good. And that's washing down my grilled chicken wrap. From Chick-fil-A.
Give him a quick read, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Give our partners a shout out.
Pop that up.
Let me pull that up real quick.
Well, I'll say it right now while Nick could get the official thing, but big shout out to David Blake and those guys, Stony Brook and Bardstown Road Chick-fil-A's because they are hooking us up, man. We have chicken sandwiches, grilled chicken sandwiches. Xavier's over here right now, and my coworkers so graciously allow Zay to jump in there and get some food, and he got him some mac and cheese, and
he's like,
what did you get?
He said, "Don't mind if I do."
He got a chicken sandwich. Yeah, he's got him a sweet tea, and he is just he's over here throwing down. So,
well, speaking of shout outs, while Nikki's
Oh, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's get it.
If you need a simple dinner for your family, try catering from Chick-fil-A Stony Brook or Chick-fil-A Bardstown Road. From Chick-fil-A nuggets to mac and cheese, enjoy a variety of tray options sized perfectly for your crew. Order through the Chick-fil-A app, and we'll have dinner ready in no time. Chick-fil-A Stony Brook, Chick-fil-A Bardstown Road, the best source for your catering needs. Order requirements may vary. See restaurant for details.
Very cool.
Speaking of shout outs, I do want to take a second to do this. Like I said, I was kind of talking about Pops Maven's, adventures or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But in all seriousness, people, the next level ranges. Again, this is not, I want to just get this message out. This is not gun range, it's just testosterone filled gun range super shooter stuff, right? I just want to pass it along. Next level, the gun range. It has a restaurant next to it. It has.
They call it a country club, Marcus.
That's funny.
How great is that? Because does that not fit though?
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
I want people just to imagine when Axel Foley went to that Beverly Hills gun range. You remember in Beverly Hills Cop? When you remember, what was the girl's name? Bridget Nielsen, the tall Russian girl.
Oh yeah, Bridget Nielsen. She was the one that dated Flavor Flav, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that Bridget Nielsen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flavor of Love. That was funny. But people, that really nice indoor range high. Listen, it's very, very clean. It's very nice. And here's the thing: a staff, knowledgeable but not intimidating, helpful. They have every level of class. Beginner classes, got open spaces for class. They have places for you to have catering functions like office deals where you can bring your coworkers in there. Like I said, they have training from any kind of training. They got regular self-defense training. They got, like I said, it's a one of the ladies described it as a top golfish. Just it's very, very impressive. And again, if you're a backyard shooter and you want to sharpen up, you want to go through a class, relearn, they have an on-site, a service for if you want to get your weapons serviced or anything. Like, it is phenomenal. And like I said,
they have kids class too. It's really good. I like to point out because, Xavier, for instance, he has a lot of Nerf guns and toy things, and it's fun that he plays with those, but I also want to know those are toys, and what you have.
First,
if you ever, like I want you to learn real safety on what those things are, because kids, they got Nerf guns, they're just running around pointing them at everybody, and it's like, hey, if God forbid a child come up with one, you want them to know, hey, this is a serious situation, right? So they teach all that to children.
Yep, they have all ladies classes. Like I said, if you want to, but lady wants to be in a in a different environment to learn, her like I said, self-defense.
Sign Drew up for one of those.
I think everybody could use a class over there for wherever you're at.
I just made one of the ladies' classes.
Listen,
new Bumble.
Young bachelors, bachelorettes.
Yeah, like I said, listen, they have different plans. They have varying hours.
Yeah,
it was the works, man. It was the works.
It's amazing. Yeah,
I was completely impressed. I did want to pass that along, like in a sincere shout out, just like, hey, it's a really good. And last thing I'll say, it's on Electron Drive, so you do not see that place in Think Gun Range. It's a very, very nice building. You're just so if you're curious about it, they put some signs out. But if you're curious and you're on Electron Drive, right off of Blake and Beck, it's very, very easy to get to. I actually listened to my GPS and went through about 5 neighborhoods and 10 miles of back roads. Yep.
You went off of the J-Town exit. Yeah, it took you over there by Kroger.
Yep.
And where you turn and go that way.
It's
the easier way. I knew you would hate that way, but it's much easier that way.
But listen, Steve, you're from the county. You can do 2-lane roads. I can't.
Oh yeah.
Look, I get anxious because the people behind me are driving too fast, but they live here, so they're just like, get out of the way.
Come on.
And look, the oncoming traffic on the 2-lane roads, they're way too aggressive for me. I hate those roads. Especially being unfamiliar. But point being, like, I encourage everyone to at least check out the site. Everybody at some point in the next month is going to be off of Blake and Baker, somewhere in that area. I say you go by, like I say, even if you just stop in, say, hey, I heard Marcus talking about it. I heard Steve talking about it. 93.9 were talking about it. Just wanted to pop my head in here and see what's going on, see what they can offer you. Okay. So, Steve.
Sir.
Welcome to the football world.
Right? Are we there? Yeah, it's there.
Recruiting?
Yeah. One of the things, of course, Louisville's on a touch of a heater right now. It's interesting because this class, this is a core building class, you can tell. And the reason I say that is because I don't freak out when I see 20-man classes, even though I don't think those are going to be the norm anymore. But I do think every few years you need one of those. Because the lifeblood of your team, I believe, is still built from within.
Just the Middle Earth class.
Yeah, it's still built from within. So when you get guys like,
Are you calling
instance,
Julius Miles a Middle Earth guy?
Oh, no. I'm not calling I'm not calling Strickland. I'm not calling those guys Middle Earth. What I'm saying is you have to build the class from within, though. Like, they'll be here for a couple years and play. Some guys will transfer out, but you have to build a team, a program still, in my opinion. Now, I'll listen to arguments.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to build a program out of the high school ranks. And that's why I think you'll see, Louisville may take 20-some this year. Next year, they may take 10. Wouldn't shock me. But what they're doing and the positions they're getting
I
in this
feel like
class,
you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, I feel like that. I feel like the high schoolers make me, I feel better about my program with the high schoolers, but I feel better about the season with the transfers.
Of course. And you're still going to add transfers. Look, you're recruiting this class to come in, and guess what? You're still going to have transfers next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that will absolutely still be the case. Right?
Are the numbers going to level off, or is it just going to be just the ratchet up pressure on every season and now that the college playoff is expanded, it's even more pressure on the coaches to be in that mix at the end? I know I ask this all the time. How many on a roster? How many high schoolers on a roster?
I mean, it's still going to be majority, in my opinion.
That came from high school
that came from
high school to Louisville.
Yeah, it might not be a major majority, but it's still going to be a majority.
Roughly, percentage-wise.
Yeah. I mean, 60. I mean, you know what? Let me do this because I really, I mean, this is a good conversation to have because you bring in,
I'm just juggling my emotions on it, like, because part of me just says, go get all fifth-year seniors.
I know, right? Because you're still going to, again, this is not me saying necessarily that is one is more important than the other, right? Okay, let's just look right now. Just right off the top of our head. Okay, I've got the roster pulled up. Chris Bell. Okay, let's see. That's one from within. Isaac Brown was within. There's a transfer. Or Lacey was a transfer. Stanquan Clark was within. I'm just reading these names specifically to say, okay, these are some of the guys you brought in, right?
That fill out your team. That's the body.
Chris Bell, Isaac Brown, Stanquan Clark, Antonio Watts, CJ May. Let's see, Mims, TJ Capers, Brady Allen.
So you say they have to look like they're going to play within 2 years for you to feel good about them.
Yeah.
Say if they don't look like they're going to play within 2 years, you assume that they're going to transfer out.
Probably so. But I mean, in reality, though, I mean, I think people forget. I mean, look, I'm still reading down this list of Travis Egan, Antonio Harris. I mean, Ryan Zimmerman, D'Angelo Hutchins.
Do you think they'll ever set a number?
No.
A transfer number?
No, I don't think so.
Should they? In college?
Nah.
If there's 80,
because I don't
85
because
scholarships.
Again, no, I don't think so. I don't think so because from within, I mean, or when you look at it, like I said, I mean, you look down Louisville's roster, there's a ton of guys that are like, I think people. I do.
No, you're making me feel better about this. Because I don't want the high school to have an exodus. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, Micah Rice, Jamaris Wilder, TJ Quinn. I mean, like you're looking down, Jaden Minkins. I'm reading these names, Selah Brown. These are all dudes that you recruited, like majority recruited. And so that's why I'm just like, I mean, I don't think so because I I think there's like this thought process because the starting 22 sometimes has a lot of transfers integrated in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That there's this thought process that, oh, well, there's number transfers on the team. That's not true. It's just not like there's there's still more guys than not, or guys
I think just
you
when,
recruited.
I think when you just have really good transfers too, like it stands out.
Sure.
Like if most of your transfers actually play a big portion, it makes you feel like you got a team full of transfers.
Yeah.
Okay. Really quick. Julius Miles. What you think about him?
I mean, okay. I always put it up like this. Who else wants him? Right?
Start there.
Yeah. Who else wants him? Does anybody does anybody, is he a guy who picked you? Oh, and that's not the end all be all for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think that if you're a good recruiter, that you can
do that.
Go find guys that got overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
But it also doesn't hurt, when Florida State wants them. And
okay, do you have that list near you?
Yeah. When you're looking, you're like Colorado, Louisville, Florida State, Syracuse, Arkansas. That was kind of his group of finalists there. But of course, he had offers from Michigan State, Mississippi State, Pittsburgh, West Virginia. You can go down the list and find other guys there. And when you're the number one at your position in any state, that's good. But when you're the number one at your position in the state of Florida, you could probably play.
If you're the number one, Steve, if you're the number one position in your state, and your state is Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
At a skill position, you like to look at schools. I like to look at where they're from. A lot of times before I even look at the schools that are recruiting them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after they commit, I do that one extra last little dig. Why do I believe that they're going to help me, and what does my coach see? Oh, Steve. Good old Jeff.
Yeah.
Steve, your tight end is 6'6",
yeah.
number one in Florida. And guess what, listeners of 93.9? He averaged 27 and 10 in basketball.
Yep.
You can't give Coach Brom a 27 and 10 Florida basketball player / top tight end in the state of Florida.
Right.
Do you know, Steve? And you know it's a thing when you put in their name and you have to look for a second and say, okay, so there's a basketball player that has the same name. Then you say, okay, basketball player in Florida, same name. Wait a minute. Then you start scrolling, you see clips of both of them. Then you start saying, dual sport athlete, and who's he going to go?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Good looking shot, too. He has a great looking shot, too.
I know. No, this is an athlete, man. And again, This is where you've got to go and do this. And, you know, in our world today, it's not as sexy, right? The high school recruit is
It's
not
lost
as sexy.
it's lost some sex appeal, yes.
No, it has, because like I'm not, you know, look, we've got like it's funny for me to watch like like Kentucky fans right now are like having, you know, like they're going through a midlife crisis, okay? Because like Louisville's good in basketball again. We're good in football. We took Big Dog, you know, so like they're having like this weird midlife crisis. Like they get a quarterback this weekend. Good quarterback, 4-star quarterback. It could be really good, you know? And just the like.
Is it overcompensation again?
Oh my God.
Is it the overcompensation
again? You know, it's like, I mean, Briggs Cherry is awesome. I'm like, yeah, we'll see if he plays here. I don't, you know, yeah. I mean,
and Briggs Cherry's a 4-star.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Elite 11. You know, Duke can really, you know, but it's like, yeah, we'll see. You know, and I kind of feel that way with all recruits now.
Well, all high school.
Before, with all high school recruits, whereas before,
I don't know, Steve. Let me ask you this, Steve. Let me ask you this. Are we getting into the area where we can start expecting some of our top tier recruits to contribute early? Like as your recruiting goes up, at the way that Coach Brom is proving himself, and with your addition to Vince Marrow, are you getting to the place where you should not numb yourself so much about the younger guys? We just had a running back. Whew.
Yeah, well, I know, but that's kind of my thing. We were excited when we got Isaac Brown and Duke Watson. We'll see. You know. And then guess what? They got here pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Listen, they were good once whatever your boy had on the coaching staff wore off.
You gotta stop accusing Jeff of that stuff. All right. You're playing a little too much for my life.
What's his name?
Stop playing like that.
What's his name, Steve? It's Maurice. No, it wasn't Maurice Turner. It's two of them. Donald Chaney. Don Chaney. Chaney. And who else?
Here's the thing.
Who else was the other guy, Steve?
It was Mo Turner. It was Don Chaney. And it was no, it was it, right? Yeah. It was Mo Turner and Don Chaney. Yeah, and of course Mo Turner, I love Mo Turner, but I think he did a good job. He transferred. I think he went down to like Georgia State. I think it was a great move for him.
Right.
But yeah.
No, Steve, I want you to say that you not very rarely have you saw the backups pop so clear that you're just like it's pass pro must be terrible.
Yeah, I know. You're like, what? Like, this kid cannot. But, you know, it's still, even with Isaac and Duke, it took them, you know, Pete Niger was on last week with Drew, and he even said it. Like, Drew was like, well, when did you know they were special? He didn't say, oh, man, in the summertime, preseason, we were like, oh, this kid's amazing. It took some time, you know, and they were good, you know, like they got the game. They started to get the feel of college football. And hey, there may be some Julius Miles. Let's just say he doesn't get up here and you're like, this kid can play, you know, like, man, we got him a tight end. Like, no, this freshman can really go, you know. It's still, I think you hit it on the head. You get excited program wise for these guys. You get excited season wise with the transfers, though. I think that's you just hit that right on the head. I mean, that's a great call. That's a great call by you.
Season records, you know, actual expectations for your year with your transfers.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you add a Miller Moss, you're like, okay, this dude can play. Colin Lacey, you know, okay, all right, this dude's going to play right now. Like, those are the ones that when we get them, I think we're a little more like, oh my god,
and your retention, and your retention rate. We keep saying transfer portal. Your retention rate is huge.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I've talked to a few people.
I've never asked Matt Jones.
My hand just slipped. Sorry.
What was that?
I don't know. What was that? Let's see.
We in here talking about practice.
No, wait. What was it?
That's not what I heard.
What? Yeah, I didn't confuse Allen Iverson and James Scribble. Like,
no.
Okay,
we heard the same
I
thing.
know what I heard, and it wasn't.
Yeah, are you trying to look me right in my face and tell me that's what I heard? Because I'm telling you, that's not what I heard. By the way, can I have my debit card back?
Okay, I'm trying to find where that was that I clicked.
I don't know, but that was not Allen Iverson, just so we're clear. I mean, that would be a very, like, we've argued with each other politically. That would be a next level if you were just like, that's not what you heard.
No, I heard James Scribble talking about
that. Would be like, even like, my side, all of a sudden now we're like, you know what? I think Epstein did kill himself. Now to think about it, pretty good shot. That's what happened.
I mean, right? I mean, you would know something by now, right?
No need to look at all this stuff, right? Nah, it's so stupid.
Okay, I found
Don't we got more things to focus on?
Yeah, well, there are more problems in the world right now. There's some guy that's already passed away, right? I don't know.
I've never asked Matt Jones for help.
Okay.
That's what, yeah. Evidently that was hotkeyed for some reason.
Okay. I was like, what just happened there?
Yeah, my hand slipped. I accidentally clicked that. And
why would that be hotkeyed?
I have no idea, but it's in the hotkey.
On 93.9?
I've never asked Matt Jones for help.
I mean,
yeah, were we making fun of him one day? I mean,
it's kind of funny, but
it is funny. But I have no idea why that's
there. Well, that's something me and James have in common. So we got that going.
And all of 93.9, I guess.
Yeah. Like,
I've never asked Matt Jones for help.
So, anyways, there's that. But yeah, no, that's a great point you made though. And again, you bring those guys in, they can play immediately. And Louisville will keep doing that, but it's good to see Louisville kind of reloading in the secondary, right? And that's something they've done in this class, because guess what? You've got a secondary this year that's all older transfers, and the entire thing is new.
Your secondary's got to be older, right?
Well, the secondary, yeah, it does, but here's the problem. You patched together a secondary this year, and I think they're going to be good. Like, I like Rodney Johnson, I like Jabari Mack, like I like what we did. JoJo Evans, I really like what we did in the secondary. But my thing is okay, now they're all gone. You got them for a year, and you want to put them together and good, but like these are all older guys because you lost a Quincy Riley who transfer, but he essentially come up through the program. I mean, the dude come here like right after his freshman year, right? So you lost a guy like him. We've lost corners, and you had a transfer out of Aaron Williams. You had Taz Nicholson leave last year. Tavion Holloway, who I believe was cleared at the end of the day. So I will throw that out there for that kid. But I mean, that was he had some legal issues that he got taken care of. But he's not. I haven't heard if he's going to be a part or not this year. So I'm assuming not until I heard anything different. Right? You lost a whole secondary essentially. So you did a great job at patching it together. I don't want to say patching it together because it sounds like that we just
just
threw it together, right? That's not what happened. We got some really good players, right? And I think they've done a really good job in the secondary, but that's going to be a 1-year job, and they're going to move on. We've got to get in there and get some depth, and that's what this class has done.
You realize we're getting to the
player profile. Yeah.
We're
going to need it this year. Especially, I mean, I need it this year.
It's good. Yeah,
especially defensively.
These are going to get more and more important.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this is probably the first year the transfer portal has really hit me hard in football, where I'm like, okay, I know Rodney Johnson, but I couldn't tell you where he went to school last year. Maybe was he Southern? Can you tell me where JoJo Evans, Jabari Mack, and Rodney Johnson went to school last year? Because I can't. Let me be clear. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't. Nick, can you? JoJo Evans, Rodney Johnson, and Jabari Mack. Can you tell me where they went to school last year?
Nobody can.
You can't.
I was going to say,
I swear to God.
You got UK on the brain too much. Let's take our last commercial break on 939 The Ville.
She used to guard the goal on the soccer field. Now she's protecting smiles in the dental chair. Dr. Reagan Ackerman, a former Division I goalie, brings that same focus and determination to Freedom Mini Dental Implants. Using innovative dental implants, she's helping patients win back their confidence with less pain, less cost, and less healing time. From single tooth replacements to implant-supported dentures, Dr. Ackerman makes every smile a victory. Schedule your free consultation at freedomimplants.com. Freedom Mini Dental Implants. Get the freedom to smile.
This is Jeff Jewell with Tech Restore. When your laptop crashes, your phone takes a dive, or your game console stops playing, don't waste time or money replacing it. Get to Tech Restore and get back in the action fast with expert repairs that keep you connected. At Tech Restore, we fix the tech you can't live without. No appointments, no long waits, no surprise fees, and free diagnostics. Mention ESP in Louisville and receive a free accessory bundle with a paid repair. Visit us online at techrestore.com. That's techrestore.com and see all that we have to offer. Tech Restore, saving your one device at a time.
Looking for everything a sports bar has without the sports bar feel? Come to 1020 Craft Brewery. Great food, great fun, and a relaxing atmosphere where you can kick back and enjoy a cold one. Try our 1020 light beer, smooth, refreshing, and perfect for any occasion. Pro soccer is in full swing, and our Butchertown location is just steps away from Lynn Family Stadium. We're the perfect spot for every Lou City home game. Grab your crew and pregame at 1020 Brewery for every home match. Check out our Clarksville location as well. 1020 Brewery. Great beer, great food, great vibes. Come visit us.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial # law on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
Here's what you missed on the Diener Show.
I don't remember a recruit this hyped that we could see prior to his arrival here. Who would you go back to say he's the most hyped coming in? Because there was hype, and then we're seeing evidence seemingly justifying the hype, and others who are not affiliated with the University of Louisville.
Weekday morning, 7 to 10 on 93.9 The Ville, ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Is your roof. So if your roof is under attack, by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Oh, I've kind of gotten down into the Sprite-ish version. Oh, man. This is a great sweet tea.
The Sprite layer.
Thank you.
Man, you just knocked it out of the park. By the way, somebody said FIU, Southern, and Jacksonville State.
Okay, there we go.
So I think Rodney Johnston went to Southern, right? This is fun. Like, I'm being vulnerable with this because I like to be like, I know the whole roster. You know, like, I know the roster better than you guys because I'm on the radio. And it's like, no, this is what everybody's struggling with right now. And they're like, okay, JoJo Evans.
Blake and Baker's the only one that'll roll through these perfect.
You know what? And even he is like,
really,
these guys, I've got to learn. Yeah, he was like, me and him had the conversation, and he was like,
really?
Defensively, dude. Yeah, he's like, I've got to learn the defense.
Okay.
Like, 'cause these are all new guys. Like, I can name the names,
mm-hmm.
but just kind of who are they?
Yeah,
Like Clev Lubin, I remember he come from Coastal. So, like, I can remember, okay, and he's going to be coming off the edge, but it's like, I don't know these guys.
Yeah, know the actual players, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's a different beast. And, like, that secondary, I mean, you know, you're like, they do some good things. I don't know them. Man, I know Rodney Johnson looks like he's 42. Just got out of, you know, military, yeah, the Marines or something. But it's like, yeah, you just don't know them, you know, like that. So we definitely, I'm saying all that to say we do need to hit those player profiles hard this year because, you know, last year we did a few, but it wasn't like a segment. It needs to be a segment, probably.
Yes.
Start next week.
Yes.
Kind of in that second week of July where it's like, hey, every day we have a segment. Nick grabs one, I grab one, and Marcus gets one. Like, you remember we did that the year before last.
Yeah.
We did because, man, it's a whole new team, man. I mean, it's a new squad. I mean, so a lot of people don't know these players.
Okay, Steve, we're gonna drag you out of your comfort zone for this one, okay?
Let's do it.
This is no pressure on this one. I don't have any expectations on this. We just, like I said, I know this is not our area of expertise on a normal day of conversation, but the names, you know, should be able to, you know, you should be able to get through these. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
3 outs.
Ooh.
3 outs.
Okay.
Everybody's prime. 3 outs, Steve. To save your life. 3 outs.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. Dude, my nerves kick in, dude. Like, you know,
Seriously, that's the perfect music.
When I'm on the radio, I know there's a lot of people listening, right? To everything I'm saying. But it doesn't bother me, you know, whatever. I don't get nervous. Like, you know, I'll try to do my best or whatever. I immediately, when that music hits, I feel like they're all right here. And I'm on a stage. And we're doing this. Something about that music, dude.
Are you ready?
3 outs.
John Rocker, CC Sabathia. Prime, you only need
CC
3.
Sabathia, prime. CC Sabathia. Yeah.
CC Sabathia. CC Sabathia. Johnny Cueto.
Oh, man. I wouldn't pick Johnny Cueto if it was the last thing I do. I watched him crumble from a group of fans chanting his freaking name.
Drop the baseball.
Drop the baseball. You couldn't get. Actually, you almost lost this whole thing. I almost was like, the fact you put him in here means this whole thing's fraudulent.
Okay.
CC Sabathia.
CC Sabathia.
Moving on.
Okay. CC Sabathia. Pedro Martinez.
Oh, now that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm going to stick with CC only because I know I need 3 outs. But let me tell you the only reason I'm sticking with CC.
Oh, Steve.
I know. Is because to me, there's just something intimidating about that big old body and that somewhat sideways flat bill. And you're like, these baggy clothes. It's like, dude, like this is tough. Like this is gonna. I mean, he's a big guy.
I'm surprised.
No, hey, that's fair. It's my life, so eat it.
Okay, fair.
No, Pedro's a good one though. Pedro's a good one.
CC Sabathia. Kurt Schilling.
Oh, man, you know, I may have to go Schilling. Prime Kurt Schilling.
He had a nastiness to him too.
I know.
He had a nastiness. Like you could tell he cussed it under his breath at you all the time.
Yeah, I know, man.
Speaking of, really quick, shout out Gout Center of Excellence. Hey, got my Luke Smith shirt. Gout Center of Excellence. Remember that?
Good for them.
Yeah. Speaking of cursing at you under the breath.
Yeah. How about that?
Okay, I'm listening, Steve.
Yeah, I'll go Kurt Schilling. I'll go Kurt Schilling on this one. Yeah, that's a good one because he was tough. He was just tough. I mean, he's one that you're like, the presentation isn't there, but it's like he almost had the smug, like Jeff Daniels, you know, like from Dumb and Dumber, just the smug, like you're like, I want to hit this guy so bad.
Yes.
That. I'll go Schilling. I feel pretty comfortable.
Okay. The final matchup for your life.
Oh, okay.
Kurt Schilling. Randy Johnson.
Oh, Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson.
Hands down, Randy Johnson.
Randy
Just save your life 3 outs.
Randy Johnson.
You go Randy Johnson.
My life's on the line. Randy Johnson. He exploded a bird.
He'll kill a bird to save your life.
The bird looked like a bomb was set off inside of it. Yeah.
Randy Johnson is the King of the Hill winner today.
And listen, I'm always the most comfortable when I'm like, you could have put him anywhere.
Yep.
And I would have picked him.
Yep. Yeah. But that's why you always make his, like, I like for you to see who you've beaten with these other guys and then put them up against a dog at the end.
Now, was that Diamondbacks team? Who was the other pitcher? Was it? It wasn't Schilling, was it?
Schilling
who was the other pitcher? Yeah, Schilling was Boston. It was Randy Johnson.
No, Schilling was in Arizona too.
Right. Yeah, it was Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling, right? Yeah. They were.
And then he went to Boston.
Yes, that's
with
right.
the bloody sock.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was crazy there, but yeah, because they were like on that team that were like when the D-backs were rolling with Randy Johnson and them. Yeah. Okay.
Like Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah.
When they won in 2001.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
that went well.
That was a good one.
That was
a good one. Yeah, that was a really good one. I mean, we're not seam heads, so
right.
to speak, but I mean, I feel like we can do well at that. And you had good names other than Johnny Cueto. That was
Hey man,
Yeah,
until he had his emotional breakdown, Johnny Cueto could go.
I don't remember anything before he dropped the ball.
Wasn't he decent in?
He was really good.
Game too.
He was really good. I should have started off Cueto or Rocker. I should have started there.
I was like, because I just knew. I was like, okay, we had made a couple playoffs like the year before or whatever. We had went, or it was the year 2 years prior to that. We had lost to the Giants in a good series, and it was like, okay, we're kind of becoming the Reds were kind of becoming a playoff there in that little stretch where it's like, okay, playoffs, couple years, they get in that wild card game, and just to let the Pirates just psych you out that way, it was like,
look, of course, Babu go look, of course on the YouTube, Nolan Ryan.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I would have picked.
Yeah, I would have chose.
I mean, yeah. Look, one shot, game on the line for your life. It's like, well, Jordan. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yes.
Go ahead and play us out, Nikki.
Well, let me tell you about my friends over at Tri-State Men's Health. Man, we're getting in here. We're getting to the summer. I was at the pool the other day, and I was thinking, listen, just the heat and everything that we had, that we've been having, and it felt nice not to feel terrible, right? And I was out there and I was swimming, and I was like, man, I'm having a good time. I mean, look, I'm not the sexiest guy on planet Earth, but there's nothing Tri-State can do about that. But I felt great, man. I felt great out there. And just little things like that, man, that's when I have my little moments where I'm like, man, it feels good to feel better. It feels good to have some energy. It feels good to be motivated to get out and go for a jog and stuff like that. And that was one of those moments I had over the weekend. And big thanks to Tri-State Men's Health for getting me together on that. Listen, what you need to do is go to tristatemenshealth.com, take the low T quiz. 10 questions. I tell you, I say it quickly, but sometimes I want to slow down and say, 10 yes or no questions. I'm going to say yes. Okay. Do I have that? No. Okay. I do have that. I don't have this. I don't have this. I do have that. Boom, boom, boom. 2 minutes. And some of those questions, the only reason it's 2 minutes is because some of those questions you're going to stop and go, does that really caused by, because, okay, I deal with that, and like, okay, that's why they want you to go take that low T quiz. And then go into one of their great locations in Louisville, in Northern Kentucky, up in Cincinnati, in Columbus, and do all that. And you won't be like Johnny Cueto and drop the ball. You'll have it when it's ready to go, right? So get over there, check them out. Go to tristatemenshealth.com, look into their testosterone program, look into their weight loss program, or if you're one of the 50% of men over the age of 50 dealing with erectile dysfunction, that gets you taken care of with that too. And if you go in, you sign up for testosterone on the day of your appointment, they'll waive the $99 fee. So get out there, Tri-State Men's Health. Let them know you heard about them right here on 93.9 The Ville.
Hit it, Nikki. What you got on deck?
Well, it's the start of Hall of Fame week this week.
That's right.
So we got a big one for you today. We got to talk about trying to get 3 outs. We got John Smoltz joining us at 12:15.
That's awesome.
Bob Costas, 1:30.
Okay.
And Tom Izzo at 2:15.
Okay.
So it's going to be a tasty one.
That's a good one.
That's a Hall of Fame lineup.
Yeah.
So that's why you're taking the studio, taking everybody out, huh?
I know. Like Bob Costas, man. I'm going to ask him about.
Yeah, thanks for being flexible with that, boys. Seriously,
That's okay,
appreciate it.
Every time I think about Bob Costas, I think of the OJ thing.
Which one was that?
Which one was that? Have you don't remember OJ in the
93.9 The Ville.
Which one is that? God.